Greetings and salutations, my stitchy friends. How is everyone this morning? Good morning, Keels. How are you? So good, I hope. Is the sun shining in Chicagoland this morning? It is very, very sunny here. It was like 112 or 115 or something crazy yesterday. I went to see Joni for something, and, well, I made this salad, which is so good. I saw this salad. I think I might have talked to you guys about it. I saw this salad online somewhere. It's 3 ingredients from Trader Joe's. It was steamed lentils, a container of their bruschetta mix, and a container of crumbled feta cheese. You just mix it together and refrigerate it. Oh my gosh, it's so good, but it makes a lot. And so I took some to some friends yesterday, and Joni being one of those friends. And she said, and when I left, you know how the thermostat in your car is always kind of more than what it really is, because it's, number one, it's inside of your car, right? She said, when I left Lucinda's house, it said my car was 120 degrees. I said, I know, we are in this crazy, crazy time of year. That's for sure. So, lots of swimming happening at my house. That's for sure. If you're brand new here and you haven't done this just yet, if you would like, follow, subscribe, share, comment on Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. And then ask to join our other Facebook group, Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, along with this one, Stitchalong with Ann. Okay, so I am just stitching away on my bleeding hearts. I thought I was going to have more stitchy time, but I have some big deadlines that I'm working on outside of stitchy time, and so not as much as I had hoped for, but stitching nonetheless. I hope that everyone is doing well. Valerie, how is weather in California today? Southern California. Well, you're kind of central, aren't you? Well, no, sort of southern, I guess. In between central and southern. Here, it's going to be a scorcher, I believe. I believe. So I have this long... I was like, what am I going to do? I have this long thread, right? I am working on bleeding hearts. So I last week, if you remember, I pulled a Valerie and I had more than one needle threaded. This week, not so much. It's a perfect summer day here in Chicagoland, 85 and sunny. Nice. Nice. That does sound like a perfect summer day. So I need to make sure that you remember to check your calendars. I will not be here next Wednesday. I will be at my dad's house. So I leave on the 14th and I get back on the 21st. So I won't be here on Rembrandt's birthday, but I will be back on Edward Hopper's birthday, if that makes sense to everybody. I will be sure to, so this here, I will be gone. Just so everybody knows. So hopefully I'll have lots of airport stitchy time and I'll be able to finish Bleeding Heart lickety split, because it does have less stitching than some of the other ones. I think I still have, what do I still have? I still have Dahlia. What's that all about? I still have dahlias and something else that I was like, oh, that looks like it might be a little more daunting. Let's see. I'm in Southern California and we are in a heat wave right now. Are you really? Interesting. What is everybody else stitching? Are you all done with everything, Keely? How about you, Valerie? How are you doing? Bleeding Hearts went fast. Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. Well, look at that. I have 2 votes for Bleeding Hearts is fast. So that's a good thing, right? Some of the border, that always seems like it kind of takes me a while, because there's kind of lots of ins and outs. But then once like the border is done, everything else, I mean, that's when it kind of gets exciting, right? When we start to think about like colors and, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do color-wise for my Bleeding Hearts. I have this visual in my mind. In Keely's neighbor's yard. They were so vividly pink. Yes, done with Flower Farm embroidery, starting to work on the Jen Kingwell project. Oh, I can't wait to see that. More and more and more of it. So beautiful. I did get my Trader Joe's bag out and started to like kind of hem and haw about placement of patterning and where I like how I want like patterning and like where I want to place it and what colors I want to use. Because it's a lavender bag, I don't know. I'm still hemming and hawing about that one too. I will hem and haw right up until I put my needle on the record. But even then, you know what? I could tear it out, because sometimes you just do, right? Oh my gosh, you guys, I saw this thing about joy, and I work really hard to manifest joy in my life and to notice joy in my life and to celebrate joy in my life, right? So because of that, I kind of am attracted to things I see online about joy. And you know what happens? If you save something about joy, then your algorithm goes, you know what? This person really likes joy. So let's give her lots of joy. So I happened upon this post that was called, that the header was Notes on Joy. Okay, I don't remember if I talked about this already, but if I have, well, we'll just talk about it again. You don't build a joyful life all at once. It's little increments of joy, right? And we are all capable of that. That's for sure. You build it one coffee date at a time, one small adventure at a time, one colorful outfit at a time, one silly little treat at a time, one tiny moment at a time. So think about what tiny moments of joy are you adding to your week? I hope that you're adding, you kind of, if you read my newsletter last week, it was all about noticing and how we notice things with our artist's eye, and how we choose what to notice, right? So think about what you want to notice this week, what you want to see, where you want to, oh, this is going to drive me crazy. Okay, I got to tuck that in some kind of way. Anyway, let's make that a goal to see what kind of joy we can notice between now and when I meet with you again. Or we could talk about it in the group. Let's do that. Let's do that instead. If we see something, snap a picture of it. I love that. Of something that brings you joy. And I will do the same and post it in the group. And then we'll just share that joy. That's a cool idea, right? Oh my gosh. So, Keely, I read this story recently about a Chicago muralist by the name of Ryan Katz. Her Instagram handle is Ryan Tova Katz, RyanTova Katz. So she paints murals in the Chicagoland, and so the story was that I watched was of her sharing. She featured a friend's young son in one of her recent murals, and this young son's name was Elliot, and it was in the Lakeview neighborhood. And I thought, isn't that where we went to the bookstore? Is that where we went to the bookstore, Keely? Is Lakeview? Or is that something else? Anyway, so they're walking around through this neighborhood. Oh my gosh, Amy's garden is so gorgeous. I'm so jelly. But you can't, right now, everything's kind of dying, except like succulent and desert plants right now. Anyway, so she painted this mural that she named Andersonville is part of Lakeview. Okay, cool. Okay, I got you. Okay, so she painted this mural, and the name of the mural is Kick Push, but it's better known in the neighborhood as Skater Boy. So this organization called Thrive Till Death filmed him seeing it for the first time. So the story is that Elliot is the skater boy in the mural. And so if you get the chance, watch that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's just so cool. for him to see, and he's, you know, kind of a middle schoolish age kid, and so, you know, that's such a tender age, right? So to watch this moment is just sweet. Just sweet. It will bring joy to your life. So be sure to check that out. How are we doing on time? We're doing good. We are doing good. I love this part of like closing up the bottom of the border so then it's all, you know, there's just this idea of that sense of accomplishment, you know. Did anybody enhance Bleeding Heart in any way, or did you stitch it just as is? Ryan Tova Katz was named Best Street Artist in Chicago. You know she was, because wait till you see her work. It's, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. So gorgeous. It just, oh my gosh, it made me so happy. We started to watch, I know we're kind of behind the times, but we started to watch the final season of The Bear last night. It's so good. It's just so good. And like at the beginning, there's this storm scene, you know? And I was like, oh my gosh, I was just there. They showed all this little clips of all different parts of Chicago. And I was, Jeff, I was just there. I was just there. It was so cool. It was so cool to see. That's for sure. Oh, everybody, let's take a drink. And there is this gardener guy that is from Arizona. He tells what plants grow best in that climate. You can have all kinds of flowers in your garden. Yeah, you know what? I do follow a couple of Arizona gardeners. But this year is kind of this weird transition year in my yard. We got 2 raised beds, but we didn't plant anything at the beginning of the season, and I think that is the like things struggled like that. You know, when you plant something and it has that little bit of a shock when it's transplanted into a new home. So, and we have started to cover things with like a little bit of a shade because the sun is so harsh here. That we've decided to kind of like wait until the fall to plant again. There really is something fun about seeing a place you visited or lived on in a show. Yes, the motel in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is right up the street. Shut up! You'll have to show me next time. I love that movie. Makes us feel like part of the movie. Yes. Well, because we lived in San Francisco, Keels, we see lots of that in different movies and shows and stuff. And New York and Detroit and Chicago. I don't know. Well, in some California shows, that's for sure. Well, now you're gonna have to show me that. You're gonna have to show me that motel, Keels, next time I visit. And I love trains, planes, and automobiles. It's such a, I know it's a very funny movie, but it's also so poignant, isn't it? I love that movie. It's a good Thanksgiving movie. That's for sure. Well, now I'm dying. I'm really looking forward to seeing the pictures of Amy's garden. I'm sure it's spectacular. But since I am going home next weekend, or next week, I should say, I am so looking forward to seeing my dad's next door neighbor's Cosmos in her yard. Cosmos is her favorite flower, so there's always lots of cosmos in her yard. They're oh my gosh. And so there's a variety of them. They're so beautiful. And my dad has this a little bit of a raised bed in his backyard, and like tulips bloom in there, and they're so beautiful. My mom loved to see the tulips. She loved to see the tulips in the spring. But no, there's a big bunch. This is so crazy. There's a big bunch of buttercups that just started blooming out of there. Oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. So I'm anxious to see what I see when I'm back there. And then we'll be going to the island too. So I'm sure I'll get to see some wildflowers. You know, different times of year bring different things. So I'm anxious to see that. That's for sure. So has anybody else watched The Bear? I just love that show. I'm sad that it's ending, but I'm happy that they're ending it on, on high. And the guy I watch tells what to plant to block the heat from the fence block walls. He tells when to plant. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think I followed that guy. I'm almost positive. Like, he's like the Arizona something or other. Arizona garden guy or something like that. Anyway, he we've been gone a lot this year, and so we just felt like it was I'm not going to Beam Paints this year. I am not. We are staying in Michigan. Well, we'll go into Ontario a little bit, but we're not going all the way to Manitoulin. We are doing other things. We're going to go to our own tribe's powwow, so we're super excited about that. We love to go to that powwow because we see lots of family. And that's what it's all about. And then, I'm sure we will do all the things. We've only watched seasons 1 and 2. I'm not sure. I still have... I swear, it's just confusing, isn't it? All those different TV stations. Anybody watching anything good? I could use a new show. Well, Keely turned me on to the, what is it? Queens of Mystery. And I started to watch that, and then I got all involved in making painty papers. So I wasn't watching TV at all. So it's still there for me. It's still waiting. Is everyone watching the World Cup? I hope. And if you are, have you downloaded my free printable? Keels, did you see that I fixed it? That I put a PDF instead of JPEG? I don't know how in the world I did that. The Cubs game was on Peacock the other day. So annoying. Can we talk about that? Is so frustrating with sports that they move things like that to all these different streaming things that people don't have. That's not fair to the fans. I don't think. That's for sure. So you guys, I lost my threader. Oh gosh, I lost my threader the other day, and so I ordered a whole bunch of cheap ones, so then I will never lose one again. So I'm kicking it old school and threading in the old way, and it's fine. It's fine. Let's see. What did you say, Kills? Did you ever watch The Dutton Ranch? I have not. I'm saving that one. I know they're trying to share the wealth, but we just don't need all of the streaming services. Exactly. And I buy threaders and needles in bulk. I know. So, anyone needs a threader, just let me know. Well, wait till I get them to see if they're good or not. It might be crap. I think about people like your dad, Keely, or maybe someone who's not as technically savvy at his age, right? And I think that is just not fair. It's just not fair to their fans to be, having them, number one, that you have to hunt for a station to find the game. And then that you have to, that you need all those different streaming. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. That's for sure. It is just not fair. I have a would you rather that I can't remember if I said it or not. So I'm going to say it, and then you guys tell me if we've done it all right. Oh, my dad can't afford the direct TV package that includes the Cubs channel. He just follows on his phone. I know, but that's so sad. It's just crazy to me that they, it's everything. I know it makes me sound old as the hills, but everything has changed so tremendously, the way we see things, the way things are available. I mean, it used to be that games were just on TV. They were just on TV. That's just the way it was. And then they started with all of these different packages because we have the NFL package, or we have the Red Zone, or we have, do you know what I mean? All of those things. I just, It's just insane to me. It's just insane to me. I was telling Jeff last night in the pool, when I flew with my dad, I have suggested to him before that he can watch TV on his flight. And he was like, no, I'm fine. But then when I flew and I was sitting beside him and I could show him, he loved that. And it makes the time go fast. And do you know what I mean? You can nod off if you want, or you can pay complete attention. You can do whatever you want. But you have an option, you know? I just, okay, let's see. I remember when the ball games were on regular TV, you didn't have to have cable to watch. I know. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. Oh, okay, so here's the would you rather. Would you rather be able to jump into any story you read or bring one book character into real life? There's a ponderer. I oftentimes feel like when I'm reading a book and there's a character that is memorable in whatever way, like you feel like you could be friends with them, or you find them despicable, whatever it is, they kind of feel alive in my head. Is that true for anybody else? Does anybody else find book characters alive in your head? Oh, you guys, I'm excited that I'm gonna get up to here, and then I'm gonna be able to turn another corner. I have a friend that does that too. Follows on his phone. Yeah. Almost there. Ooh, everybody take a drink. My beautiful cup. It makes me so happy. Oh my gosh, I found another person that everybody should follow on Instagram. Okay, this person's name is Neal, Neal Foard. Let's see, let me write it on the back side of this paper. Nealfoard. So, check out this person. Oh, and the other one was Ryan Tova Cats. Check them out. And the people that filmed the mural story is called Thrive Till Death. So check those out. Very interesting. So back to Neal Foard. He tells the story about someone, him witnessing a small act of kindness. And so, I won't try to repeat the story. Just go check it out for yourselves. He's a very engaging storyteller. And so, I love a good storyteller. Anyway, he talks about, witnessing a young girl providing a small act of kindness to a little girl at a restaurant. And so as the story goes, so her grandfather survived the Nazi invasion, and I think I need to stop and scoot. Anyway, and the grandfather had an experience with an American GI who was very, very kind and showed lots of kindness to the people of the town that the grandfather lived in. I think I need to scoot that down. Anyway, and the grandfather carried that kindness with him and talked about how the whole town was influenced by this young man's kindness. And so the lesson was to leave a smile wherever we went. And there were a couple of really meaningful statements. The echo of small kindness never leave a room without leaving. The echo of a small kindness never leave a room without leaving behind a smile. That was good, right? And the other one is, small kindnesses aren't loud, but they echo forever. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Don't you find you will, if someone does a small kindness for you, you will remember that forever. You will what do I want to say? It will live in your mind. It will live with you for a very long time, maybe forever, right? The idea that someone chose to have one thread loop-de-loop right there that needs to, there we go. That someone chose a moment in time in their life to show you a kindness. And it can be so impactful. And so I thought about how we just never know. We just never know when we're going to impact someone's life, you know? I saw a thing recently about ways that we... Ringo Starr is 86 years old, you guys. Ringo Starr. Is that the craziest? Is that the craziest? I mean, can you imagine it? Anyway, I saw this thing. If I can get to it. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Where's the saved things? Anyway, it was about like how you can have an impact on someone and not even know. Like you may never know the impact that you had on someone's life, but how just how cool that is. How that it's enough knowing that there's some things you may never know. Someone out there once fell for you and never told you. I loved that one. A stranger noticed you and smiled. You just didn't see it. Someone still remembers something kind you did years ago. You've been the reason someone didn't give up. Can you imagine how cool that is? Your name has come up in conversations you'll never. Someone defended you when you weren't in the room. Your life inspires people who never say a word. How cool is that? How cool is that? Oh man, it just gave me such food for thought, you know? Such, just gives you lots of things to think about, you know? That maybe just by living your life, you impacted somebody in a really positive way. And we just never know whose life we might touch, right? Just like we never know who's going to touch our lives, right? That's cool. I love that idea. I hope you do too. Oh, so did anyone, would you like to be, which would you rather jump into any story you read or you read, I should say, or bring one book character to real life. It might be kind of fun to jump into a story. I'm reading a really cool story right now for book club called, darn it, Keels, what's the name of our book? Book club for troublesome women. Is that right? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so good. It's so good. And I find myself wanting to talk to my mom so bad because it takes place in the early 60s, and when the Troublesome Women Book Club, that's the name of it. It takes place in the early 60s, when there was so much change happening in the world and in our country and in womanhood, especially. And I just so wish I could talk to my mom. I so wish I could talk to my mom and ask her lots of questions about books that she read during that time, and the impact they had on her, and, you know, all those things. I do. So, I wouldn't mind jumping into that story to just, like, be a witness to it all, you know? That's for sure. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Okay, here's another one that I found interesting. Would you rather have the ability to perfectly remember everything you read or everything you hear? I don't know about that one. Like, I'm thinking about it, and I find myself pondering that for a couple of reasons. I don't think I have really good comprehension. Like, I need to make notes. Like, I was always I always had to, like, write things numerous times in school to remember. So anywhere that I can have help remembering, I think that would be grand. It makes me appreciate the strides that have been made for women, although we have so much more to do. Yes, I agree, Keels, 100%. I would like to remember everything I read. Yeah, because I feel like I tend to remember, well, I guess it depends what it is, and like, I do remember a lot of things I hear. I don't know, there's some, like, I remember song lyrics, I remember jingles from TV, I remember like, I can remember conversations between other people that I just witnessed. Like, I can remember, like, conversations between my aunts and uncles when, you know, when they were in high school and I was little, but I guess because it was meaningful to me, because I love them so much that I would, you know, I wanted to hear them and, you know, be a part of their world so much. But yes, if I could remember everything I read, that would be grand. That would be grand. Because, like I said, I don't think I have great comprehension. And I realize how tremendously important it is. Okay, I'm going to stitch with this until this thread runs out. That's for dang sure. I like to finish it as much as possible, but I'm just going to do the outline, and then I'll start with the diagonal lines in the gingham. I'm going to say gingham is making a comeback in the biggest way. I saw the cutest gingham bathing suit and I didn't buy it, and now I can't remember where I saw it. See what happens with my bad memory problem? It was so dang cute. I do like a gingham. And I always feel like it's such a, like, it's kind of a universal pattern, you know? Maybe that's why I'm drawn to drawing it. Because it can be Christmassy, it can be spring, it can be summer, it can be fall, it can be all the things, right? So if anyone has read or would like to read the Troublesome Women Book Club, let us know, because I would love to discuss it with you. I just find it fascinating. And I love Keels going to the, like, reading or watching a show or a movie or whatever with places that you've been. I feel the same way with reading those things, and especially if it's things I have lived through, like, right? Like, I remember my mom having, she called it knitting club, and so everyone would bring their knitting, and she would make a fancy dessert, and like, her house was really clean and lovely, and she just had girl time, and that just cemented in my mind how important girlfriends are. Do you know what I mean? My friend and her daughter were in Boston for the 4th of July. Oh my gosh, and they both wore blue gingham. Can you even imagine Boston for the 4th of July? I bet the fireworks were stupendous. I have a friend who was up north, Joni, and she said they drove out, they were camping, and they drove out into, like, kind of an empty field to watch the fireworks, and she said they were so spectacular. And I said, oh, I'm sure because it was so dark. If you were way out in the country, way in the dark, those fireworks would just be so impactful. Let's see. Yes, my mom and her friends had club, same as your mom without the knitting. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think they just, you know, girls just need that sisterhood. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like this, right? We know every Wednesday we're going to have club, right? Where we can just chat and, you know, do something with our hands. I love that. I love that. I love it. And it does, I do think, oh, I want to finish all the gray before Stitchalong. Do you know what I mean? I just love, there's something about sense of community that is so impactful. Our moms really modeled friendships. Oh my gosh, didn't they though, Keely? I've thought about that. And you know, like, I think sometimes maybe I didn't see it as that as a younger person, which is, you know, younger people. What do they say? Youth is wasted on the young. And it's kind of true, right? Because you're so busy during those younger years that you don't notice a lot of things. Okay, let's see. I went to Disneyland, but I went to the parking structure to watch them. It was crazy on Main Street. Oh, so did you go to the Tippity Top, Valerie? We tried to... Last year, Jeff and I tried to go to the top of the parking structure at the casino that's right near us. And you know what? They must have like sold tickets to that because they weren't letting anybody up. So you know what? We just watched, last year we just watched from the parking lot. And we ate some Dairy Queen. And you know what? It was lovely. And so there you go. There you go. I know. Lucky us, Keels. Lucky us that we had the moms we did. I don't think we'd be the girls we are without the moms we had. No, my mom did, like, I didn't, like, she didn't say it. I've said it to my kid. Like, you need to nurture your friendships. You know? You need to, you can't just take them for granted. My mom would have dinner parties once a month. Oh, very cool. There you go. There you go. Same thing. Just togetherness and one of my goals in my Pop and Paint Party bingo card for 2026 is to host my friends. And to not feel like everything has to be perfect to host my friends, to not feel like my house has to be clean or I have to have like the perfect meal, or do you know what I mean? Just be with them. Just be with them. And you know what? It makes such a, because if they're coming and they think, oh my God, what a mess, or oh my God, I can't believe she made that, or she just bought something from the store, then they don't, do you know what I mean? Then they probably don't deserve to hang out with you. If they're coming by to see how clean your house is, well, shame on them. That's my thought. You know what I mean? My mom always taught me that somebody's home is their castle. And if they invite you in, that's an honor. That's an honor. Yes, I was parked on the top of the structure. It was so hot and humid. I bet it was. But I bet you had a great view for the fireworks. I bet it was amazing, right? Well, everyone, it looks like it is time to bid you adieu. So remember, I will not be here next Wednesday, but I will not be here on Rembrandt's birthday, but I will be here on Edward Hopper's birthday. I adore you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging with me, for being part of my club. Go out and seek some joy this week, and then let's talk about it on Edward Hopper's birthday. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.